Alright, y'all, what if Deku was Lord Deku? So, Vibe Kage, I technically am not stealing your idea. You just announced something random. So, I'll be the first to do this. Fight me. Wait, this will happen. Deku will inherit the Black Dragon Zord and, Lord Dragon's Zord. Well, Megazord. But it'll technically just be a Zord. Because, well, okay. But yeah, he has that option to do with it. And then he can transform into it himself. And he can switch between it and the Black Dragon Zord. So, Black Dragon Zord transformation. Freaking Dragon Zord transformation. Look, okay, it's been a minute. I need to catch up. But, that and I'm pumping this out. Like, I need to get it out before he do. So, this nigga. Inherits it from Tommy, who is his great grandfather. And Inko, she's had it. And Deku, he's jacking around with it when he's 4. And he has a regeneration, super strength, super speed, strength multiplier, and psychokinesis. And pyrokinesis. So, pyrokinesis is fire. So, Deku, this nigga, he grabs it, and he's, like, messing with it. And the thing finally figures out his DNA. And then bada bing, bada boom. Transform into this. Well, the suit goes on him. He's just, like, freaking out. And then his mom comes in, and she's like, huh? And she says, yeah, I really don't know how to help you. But let's train your body up a bit, honey. That way you can control whatever this is. And he says, yes, Mom. And then the suit comes off, and she says, oh, it was from this? Oh, well. You can keep it. Oh, wait, yeah, he has an immortality quirk, so he can live forever. Anyhow. So, Deku, that was, like, when he was 3. So, this nigga trains. Like, he trains non-stop. Got 3 months off from school. But, he trains. He has a 4-pack by the time he's 3, so he trains. He gets homeschooled by his mom instead of him going to school. So, nigga never meets Bakugo. But, so, Deku trains nonstop for 12 years. Per usual, 12-pack, big beefy boy. But yeah, and so, Deku, one day he's training with the suit on. But, he can already transform into this. But, let's make a few design tweaks, okay? Like, just a few. Legs, you get to stay the same. Arms, though. You see the one on the left? It's the same on the right. So, we can remove Purple Boy here. Yeah. Because fuck you. But, yeah. And then, like, the Megazord is also beefy. And, he transforms into the Black Dragon Zord, and he says, I've never used this one before. And so he's just experimenting with all of his abilities, like with like all the energy blasts and all this stuff. And so he goes to the Aruba beach in this form, and he's like punching away all the trash. And then All Might and this girl with long red hair Alright, here we go. Finding image, commencing. Yep, let's go with her looking like this. So, she has long, spiky red hair. Her hero suit will look like this, by the way. Yeah, nobody cares. Anywho, so, All Might comes with her, and he says, like, this, like, All Might, he taps him on the shoulder, and All Might asks if he's a villain, and he says, no. I can easily be one, though, if you want to fight. Because, like, this nigga's hot-headed. And she says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. He's the #1 hero, All Might. And he says, bitch, I don't care. I'll fuck a nigga up any day. Like, these niggas ain't shit. Like, who you think I am? And then he transforms back into this form. And he says, so, nigga, you tryna box? And, like, strongest form he has is this. Like, or wait, no. He also has, so, he has these two fully under control. This one, he's halfway through mastering. But yeah, he's halfway through mastering the Black Dragon Zord. And so, he says, so, nigga, you trying to fight? Because I could get in the practice. Like, I got things to do. Like, come on, let's play. Like, square up. And All Might says, fine, I'll grant you a sparring match. And he says, nigga, sparring? Good joke. He transforms into this form. And he says, alright! And they go, eh. And he says, max boost, combo star. Or no, not combo star. I'll get copyrighted by frickin' Toei. Combo clutch. Or no, clutch combo. Or no, combo chaos, because that's from What If Deku Was Killer Croc of my series. By the way, that'll be coming out later today. Anywho, so, this nigga, he goes and he starts getting hits in on All Might, and All Might can't do anything. Like, this nigga can just take the hits. That's all he can do. And he says, #1 hero, my ass. You must be a phony if they say All Might's all he's cracked up to be. And he's just drilling into All Might. And, like, Femme Kirishima, which will be the ship, she says, stop hurting All Might. And he says, from what I hear, you want to fight too. So come on, show me what you've got. And, like, All Might already gave her the quirk, so she just has to train with that and probably get her body up a little bit. But, then Deku, he says, alright, that's 100. Quirk. Steal. Or no, quirk copy. Activated. Is what, the system says. That's in. Because he did, like, tweak himself out. Because he did realize that he is tech. And so, he made himself immune to EMPs, electrical discharges, energy drainers, energy converters, and basically all his forms are fucking invincible. But yeah, this one's the strongest out of all 4 technically. This one's mainly for like heavy hitting. This one is like a it's basically like an all around times 12 billion on all of his stats. And this one's like a well balanced one. And then this form's just like for speed attacks, like for speedy attacks. But yeah, this one's like the heavy hitter. But he says, alright, let's see what this quirk of yours can do. And so he says, like powering up, as I do. But, you'll see me activate Ultra Instinct one of these days. You will. Don't worry. I mean, it'll be fine. Good practice for immortals. Well, to see if you can obtain it. That is. But, anyhow. So, Deku, he goes and he's just messing around. Like, jacking the fuck around. Like, he's just toying with the nigga. No. So, he says, it's a power multiplier. I already have one. But this one will amplify all of my quirks. I think I'll keep it. He says, He says, my ability, Combo Chaos, allows me that if somebody makes it up to, that if I hit someone 50 times, I get their quirk, and I can choose to keep it, but it's just a mere copy. It'll still have all the abilities of the original quirk, but it'll just be a copy. So there'll be 2 of the exact same quirk. And they're like, nigga, that's overpowered. He says, I know. It's quite weird. But it works. And so he says, full coloring. He just spreads it all throughout his body. He says, I don't understand why you didn't try this. Launches himself towards All Might with blinding freaking speed. Hold on. All Might coughs up blood. Kirishima, she says, no, don't hurt him. Don't hurt All Might. And it says, you know, you're cute when you're like this. Like, he basically has her, like, you know that one thing that all of us anime characters have done to our crushes. I mean, Rias did it to my boy. And my boy, I mean Issei Huro. But, anywho, this nigga, he does that to her. He goes back into, like, his base form, where he doesn't have, like, any of his stuff on. And he says, "You're quite cute, you know." Because takes our first kiss. And he says, "You expected your first kiss to be with someone else, but no, it was I, Dio." Somebody play the Pillarman theme. Anywho. She blushes. And he says, "I think I'll take you." And he, like, puts his hands around her waist, and she thicker than a snicker. He grab her ass. She blushes, and she pushes him off of her. And she says, "How dare you?" And he says, "How dare I? How dare you by bewitching me? You look too cute to resist." And he just teleports behind All Might, who he had sent up in the air with an uppercut. He says, "Backflip kick." Launches that nigga straight down back to Earth. He says, "There we go. Men weren't meant to fly. We were meant to destroy each other. Get it right." He says, because this nigga freaking collapsed All Might's neck. And then, like, All Might, he stands up. And Deku, he grabs All Might by the head. Crushes his head from his spine completely. Like, his spine turned to freaking dust. Like, it's legit sand. But, yeah. And so, Deku, he says, "You weren't even worth my full power. How pitiful." Deku, he revives All Might after freaking murdering the nigga. And he says, "You're quite weak for being the #1 hero, you know." He says, "Alright, I give you permission to use my training ground for 9 months, and that's it. On one condition." And they say, "And what's that?" And he says, "She has to go on a date with me." And she says, "For some reason, I wouldn't mind that." And he says, "I know you wouldn't. I mean, a handsome devil such as myself. Come on, nobody could." And she says, "Perfect." And he says, "Nope."
Why didn't you wash your hair? Did you get any
But, Deku,
Why didn't you wash your hair?
his hair looks like this, and he has red eyes.
Why didn't you wash your hair?
And he has a, you know how Broly has that skin tight, did I have the picture down here? Or was it up? Sorry, y'all, this is a struggle. I mean, having, like, so many pictures on my phone. It's a struggle. Oh, wait a second. I didn't. Oh, I feel stupid. Well, I don't have anything for comparison. In this picture, you see how there's a skin-tight suit on him? Like, under his clothes. He has that. And then, he has Gogeta's, he then has a, jacket. Like this. Like, his clothes look like this, except for, again, that skin-tight shirt. And, like, they didn't notice, but, like, when he unzips his, jacket, he says, finally some freaking air. But they then realize, this nigga's jacked! Like, they're like, nigga, what kind of training do you do? He says, I basically put myself through hell. Why? And they say, dear God, if you were to actually become a villain, we wouldn't be able to stop you. And he says, oh, nigga, I know that. And then he teleports behind her, pulls her in, and he says, see you later. Kisses her on the cheek. And he says, peace. His body turns into sakura tree leaves and fly away. If you don't know what sakura tree leaves are, and cherry blossom leaves. They're sakura trees, but, wait, are they cherry trees? Sorry, no, I had it right. I'm not dumb. But, these leaves, they just engulf him and disappear. And they say, that nigga's a disappearing artist. If that nigga were to murder somebody, we'd never find out. Who now? Okay, nobody. But yeah. So, Deku. He actually just went to a building right across the way. And he's just looking at her. And he says, she's so cute. I'll make her mine. And then, Deku. He pops his back. He says, fine. He teleports back down there. And they say, huh? Where'd you come from? Because, like, he landed, like, right down in the middle. Because they were doing, like, combat training. And he caught her fist. And he says, I was on top of that building the entire time. Also, good training. But I have an even better way for you to do this. I have a time distortion ability. Also, does anybody else want to kill freaking See, I'm so mad that I can't freaking remember the chick's name. But anywho, a little child killed Sasha, in Attack on Titan. And I am mad. She was the freaking comedy relief. 1, how dare you? And 2, even though I read the manga, I'm still mad. Like, I've been keeping up with the manga. I know everything that's happening. I still was mad and was cried and confused the entire time that I first read it. First read it and then seen it. But still, anywho, let's kill her. Either that or let's complain for him to bring back Sasha with some voodoo magic. One of the two. Anywho, so Deku, he creates a time distortion that 9 months is 125 years. And he says, I will also be training as well. This won't do anything to your bodies. It'll just make you stronger. And whatever progression you have, your body will still accept it when we pull out of the time distortion. But, Deku, he just trained away. Just push-ups, sit-ups, everything. See how this transformation is like muscular? Like all nice, big, and beefy. Oh, that's sick. Dope. That's dope. Anywho. So, Deku. He goes and he says, This is so weird having other people train with me. And so, entrance exam. So, Deku, their date. So, Deku, after those 8 months are over, he says, well, you still have to go out on a date with me. And she says, fine. And she, kisses him on the forehead, and he's like, yes. And she says, don't let it go to your head, though. And so, the next day, they go to a cat cafe. And, Deku, he looking all dapper. He dripped in butter. Clean, new J's. I mean, the man just looked dipped. Legit. If you dip somebody into a golden fountain and they came out, they'd look like this. Okay? They'd look like him, okay? Okay. But, he's just wearing new J's, basketball shorts, and again, the skin tight shirt. Gotta flex the flex. And she comes skirt, thighs. The man's creaming in his jeans. The man's creaming in his boots. Anywho, he's just he's like, 1, body, don't get a nosebleed, and 2, dick, stay down. And his dick legit tells him, who decided that? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Raise the trumpet, raise the horn, get this man some porn. I trademarked that. I trademarked that. That's the funniest shit that's ever been on my channel. I trademark it. Anybody comes at me with that bullshit like, I made it first. Nigga. I would have known that you found it from this video. Anywho, so Deku, during the entire time, he has had to battle with an alter ego of his. Just pure fucking evil. He's like, he tries his best not to let the thing show. Like, ever since he had first activated it, so the Morpha, he created an alter ego of his that was like just pure fucking evil. That was always gonna be in his head. So he has split personality disorder. And so Deku, he always is like, it's always a tug of war for who gets control. And if his alter ego gets control, then murder spree. And yet nobody will know. Because Deku, he doesn't know this. But all of these modes can go invisible to where nothing can see him. But yeah. So Deku, he says, you look exquisite. And she says, whatever. Your dick doesn't lie. You think of me as a snack. And he says, He looks down and he says, the tent is raised. And he like cries a little. And she says, it's alright. I mean, I am a class A woman. And he says, nope, you're S tier. And she says, whatever, let's go wherever we're going. And so they go out to eat. Then they go to a cat cafe. And then they go to a beach. And they just watch the sunset. Anywho, time for the entrance exams. So Deku, he walks in wearing this. Everybody's assuming, that nigga's a pro hero, what he doing here? And Deku, he just sits down in one of the exam seats, and they're all like, And Deku, he says, if you have something to say, then say it, you imps. And they say, well, nigga, why are you here? He says, to take the test. Like, legit, nigga. Stupid question. But, so then, Deku, he goes and he says, you are all nothing. Now shut up, or I'll kill you. And they say, huh? He says, exactly as I said, shut up or I'll kill you. And then Aizawa, he walks up to him and he says, you won't kill anybody today. All Might has already informed me of your situation. It's perfectly fine, just don't cause a ruckus. And so, Deku, he aces, like, easiest way I can say this, he aces the written exam. Like, this nigga, he was, like, running freaking fucking rocket science. Just, like, But, yeah. So, then, Deku, he goes, and he says, "Ah ha ha ha, you are nothing." Puts the test down there, runs off to the exam site. But, he's, like, waiting. He cracks his neck. And he is, like, walking up to Kirishima. Because, like, he sees she's nervous. And so, he's walking up to her, and he just says, "What are you doing? She is obviously nervous. Leave her alone." And he says, "Nigga, I understand. You're good at goody two shoes, and you play by the motherfucking rules. But you're really starting to piss me off. Now shut up and go back to whatever den you crawled out of." Like, legit. Alter ego. Take over for a sec. And Deku, he then says, "Dragonite." Or no. Wait. So, he walks up to her. He hugs her and kisses her on the forehead, and he says, "I'll be fine, don't worry." And she says, "That's easy for you to say." He says, "I know it is. They're words. Why wouldn't they be? I mean, we both know the English language, so..." And she says, "You dummy, that's not what I meant." And he says, "I know it is. Just trying to cheer you up." Kisses her once again, and he says, "Alright, I'll get first. You can have second, third." Or fourth. And she says, "You know, you're evil, you know." And he says, "More so than it seems." And so, Mike says, 3, 2, 1. Deku already took off. Like, as soon as he said, like, he felt him say 3, nigga blitzed off. And he says, "Dragon Zord." A green flash of light. Bada bing, bada boom. The nigga will send you to your tomb. But, Deku, he then is just destroying monsters left and right. Mouth blasts. Missile hands. Impaling them with his tail. Hitting them. And then the 0-pointer comes out and he says, "Alright, I guess I'm going to need to enlarge." He says, "Full power. Dragon Zord." And the Dragon Zord becomes taller, bulkier, and he just screams out. He launches towards the 0-pointer. He picks it up with one hand, and he breaks off the thing's head, and then says, and then he puts his mouth inside of its neck. Or no, he, like, bites down on its neck. So he has, like, the neck in his mouth. Well, the neck of the thing in his mouth. And he says, "Demon Blaster." And then a big purple light radiates from his mouth and then collapses. And then fucking atomic breath this damn 0-pointer. But, anywho, he got first place. She got second. He's just like, I won. And she says, whatever. Blushing. And he says, you know, if you want something, you can just ask. And she says, no. You'll have to wait. And he says, fine. He kisses her. And he says, goodbye. See you later. Anywho, this is the end of part 1. I need to get this uploaded before he does. Also, haha, I did it first.